From a modest start at Findlay Market to a popular restaurant based first in Over the Rhine and now in Pleasant Ridge, Revolution Rotisserie is just the beginning of Nick Pesola's plans. SCORE has been with Nick since the beginning, and here to tell you the story is Nick and two of his long-term mentors, Dan Nagel and Ed Byniski.
I had worked as a busboy at a fine dining Greek restaurant back in Chicago, and I remember they told me, whatever you do, Nico, don't go into restaurants when you're older. I asked myself the question, if I was going to start my own restaurant, what would I do? And so I started messing around with things in my apartment, and the idea essentially was I'm going to start small at Findlay Market and just do rotisserie chicken focused sandwiches, because I personally just had a passion for it. When it got to the point where I was serious, I had quit my job, and I said, I'm going to do this for a living, I realized, oh, I don't know how to make a business plan. Over the Rhine Chamber of Commerce actually mentioned, hey, there's this program, SCORE, and they offer free, which was what I could afford at the time, advice, and they just tore me apart. When I went in there, I was 25 years old, and I said, I want to start a restaurant, and they asked me a lot of hard questions that I didn't have answers to, and that's where Dan Nagel came in, and has been just an incredible resource, and I've learned so much from him, and now I think that's one of our biggest strengths is the financials.
The best part about being a SCORE mentor is basically by meeting clients like Nick, because that's very energizing. They keep you current with what's going on in the world, because a lot of us are retired. So it's just a very invigorating thing to be involved with the clients at SCORE.
Ed's primary expertise is actually a turnaround specialist, and really challenging me to go from good to great.
An ideal client for SCORE mentoring, because he is smart, he's agile, he's enthusiastic, he's energetic, but he's very humble.
About mid-March, we were shut down for about 6 weeks, and I used that time to upgrade my technology, my POS system, online ordering, delivery, and then we opened up, and then there was the patios, where I was able to negotiate some good deals with my landlords as well as the city. So I actually started a business out of my Pleasant Ridge location called Milkman, which is an ice cream and donut pop-up, to fill in hours. So we had to socially distance the dining room. So I was like, well, if I take up what would have been 2 tables and make a little ice cream parlor donut shop, I'll do more revenue in that area. So we did that, and Milkman was born. And I decided, instead of just go on the defensive and try to, which I did initially by closing down my restaurants, I decided, that's not a winning attitude. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go on the offense. I think with SCORE, it is so incredibly valuable to have a group of people who have a great perspective that force you to reflect on a consistent basis on what you're doing well and what you're not doing well.
2 elements that made the biggest difference was how he handled his employees. He mentored them. And I think that's been critical to his success, is he takes the time for each person, whether it's a busser or whether it's a chef, to mentor them along. With the turnover in the restaurant industry, that's important, because then the people have a sense of belonging to the restaurant. So I think that's been the key to his long-term success.
There's an old saw that we've all heard 1,000 times, that when life gives you lemons, learn how to make lemonade. I think that's Nick's mantra, and that's why he's been successful.
I think that innovation, that excitement to adapt and innovate and just do the right thing has propelled me into being in, ironically, such a better spot now than I would have been if the pandemic didn't happen. I think the biggest lesson of 2020 is that periods of crises and the biggest challenges, those are the moments where you define who you are, and those are the biggest opportunities.